Alright, and what is up, everybody? It has been a while since I've done one of these, but I'm back here today with a game that I have played quite a bit of. I've played over 150 hours in the past 2 weeks, and that game is Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm very conflicted on this game as to whether or not to give it a pass or give it a very big thumbs down, because on one hand, it is a very, very fucking good game, but on the other hand, it is a huge fucking buggy mess. And I don't know. It's a very hard situation for me to deal with right now, whether or not I want to recommend it or not. Honestly, it really just comes down to how much bullshit you can put up with, and if you can get over these major game-breaking bugs. I think it's a pretty damn good game. Other than that, I wouldn't say that I'm gonna recommend it because that sounds dishonest, because it is severely buggy at this point. But I will say that it is definitely worth your time if you do get it. I would recommend it on a sale, maybe $39, $49 at this point, but maybe in a couple months, maybe 6 months down the line when they've gotten all the patches out and they've gotten all these bugs fixed, it might also be good then. But I'm going to go ahead and say it's not worth your money with the current price at $59. So I'm not going to spoil any of the storyline or anything like that, but I will be telling you all the good shit and the bad shit about this game. First off, I want to start off with saying that this game is going to be very fucking challenging, but at the same time, it's not anything that's too frustrating. Every time you die, you feel like you deserved it, because the combat system is very intricate and it's very hard. And that's another thing that it winds right into, is that the combat system is really fucking good. It's basically if you were to take Chivalry and then multiply it by 1,000 as far as how good the combat system is. It's really fucking good. I enjoy the fuck out of it, and I think anyone who plays this game will probably enjoy it. One of the other things that I noticed about this game was that it had very realistic artwork, including the churches. If you go inside of a church, you are going to notice how beautiful the artwork looks, and it looks very accurate for the time. That is generally how people painted back then, and it is very interesting to look at. Along with the artwork they have in the chapels and different places and varying locations, you also have very accurate map that looks like it was drawn or painted by someone from that time period. Everything looks like it was hand painted, and it looks very realistic. Even the little icons that point out different things, they look like their representation of medieval culture and time. And probably one of the best parts about this game is going to be the very intricate storyline. You will find yourself being hooked into it. It may be a little bit contrite, and it does kind of draw from different stories that you do get in other RPG games, but it is damn good. It's only a shame that it does leave you wanting more at the end, and the ending does not feel all that great, if I'm being honest. It feels like it's just like a dead end. It's just a dead drop, and you feel like it's gonna be some DLC bullshit later, which is frustrating because I hate for a very good storyline and a very good game to end on that note. But sadly, that's how this game ends, and I did not enjoy the ending. But the RPG mechanics in this game are probably top notch. Every single thing that you do in this game depends on how often you use them. You use your sword a lot, you're going to level up your sword. You talk to a lot of people and go through different speech menus, you're going to level that up. Use your bow, you're going to level that up. Basically, it's just, think Skyrim is basically how this leveling system does, except a lot better. I like this game a hell of a lot more than I've ever loved Skyrim. Now, one of the things I did not understand why this game got so much flack for was the save system. I don't quite fully understand what's the matter with it. I've played games before where save systems are very sporadic and sparse, and this is no different. This is a save system where you use a potion, and every potion that you get you can save. I have had no problems with that, other than the fact that how do I explain this? The save system itself is fucking broken. Not the save mechanic, the save system. I went through, halfway through the game, and I got to just before I besieged Pribyslavitz. Blech, is not an easy word to pronounce. And I hadn't realized that the game had saved. I used one of the potions right before the battle. I also saved because you can save while sleeping in a bed, and it also has an autosave feature. But I hadn't realized that it hadn't saved in over 2 fucking hours. So when I got to that siege, the game fucking crashed. It fucking dropped me like a rock. And when I booted that game up, oh, I was fucking livid. I had lost 2 fucking hours of gameplay, and there was nothing I could do to bring it back. And then it had the fucking audacity to do it again. It did this twice. I lost 4 hours of fucking gameplay just because the save system was fucked. And that's not anything towards the save mechanic. I'm fine with the save mechanic. That's fine. I just was super pissed off about that, and I had to get that off my chest. Another thing I really don't understand what the people are really upset about is you have to eat, but there are a lot of games where you have to eat, and in medieval times people ate, and this is more of a simulation game than a fucking RPG. I'd say it is, and the people fucking getting upset that you have to eat food probably aren't very good at the game. Just being honest, because there are so many fucking places that you can get food. I've never had my guy go hungry. In fact, I usually have a problem with them overeating, because all you really have to do is go inside someone's house and go to their pot and then eat their food. Easy as that. So now I'm going to have to talk about the really shitty things about this game, and I know a lot of people are probably going to be angry, and I am going to specify that I did not play this on the PC. I know that the PC version is a little bit more stable. I played this on the PS4 version, and generally speaking, that is going to look like butt compared to PC. And that's mainly because I don't have the components to build my PC yet. I just have a couple pieces, and I'm still saving up to try and get some more. Not looking like that's going to happen anytime soon, but I'm going to do with what I can. Okay, so let's start off with the fact that this game is full of fucking glitches. Like the one that I mentioned before, there's a save glitch, but there's also many, many more. I have lost progress due to getting trapped in things. I've lost progress due to fucking getting killed and then thrown like 50 feet in the air by some fucking unknown force. I don't understand that part. Basically what would happen is sometimes when someone hits you, it just fucking launches you in the air and you just fall down, break your legs, and die. The worst one was the save mechanic one, but there is also one where you're using the alchemy lab, and for some reason when you use the alchemy lab, it will just make you float off into fucking outer space. And I wanted to see how fucking high you could go, and I got so high with that glitch that I could see the edges of the outline of the map. And that is how fucking bad that is. It also, I guess it would be considered a glitch. They're graphical glitches. Generally speaking, if you go too fast on your horse through a city, it will fail to render. Like, the entire section of that map will just be completely blank, or it'll just look like a big fucking blob. And that is very, very immersion breaking. As well as the fact that if you go too fast, people's heads won't fully render. I haven't seen any people that were stuck in T-pose. I've seen a couple of videos with people having that issue, but I've never had it myself. Another thing really, really pisses me off is that this game has very, very persistent crashes. I think during my whole 150 hours, which, to be honest, is a lot of time, but even so, it still averages out to about one crash about every 10 hours, which might not sound like a lot, but with the save system the way that it is, you can end up losing a lot of progress from just one simple crash. And that happened to me multiple times. I think overall, from crashes alone, I lost 7 hours of gameplay. And I have a full-time job. I can't... I was lucky I was on vacation. Let's just say that much. I was on vacation, so I had the free time to give. But this game is very long, and I do not have the spare time in my regular days to just fucking give up 7 hours. That's almost an entire fucking work day. Bringing up the bad draw distance, you also have a really fucked up archery system. And not that it's really hard to aim, I kind of got used to that as I went along. One of the things that really pissed me off was the fact that your arrows, after a certain point, don't seem to connect. Like, I was playing the quest line Chumps. It's where you're basically having an archery contest with logs floating downriver and you have to shoot at the logs. That's all well and good, but where my arrows were landing, they were basically passing through the logs. You could hardly tell that they were even connecting, and I got no points from it. And I think that has something to do with the rendering as well. Also, speaking of archery contests, there's a bug where almost half the time the other contestants in the archery contest will not shoot their arrows, and that is frustrating as well. So basically, you're just out the money that you spent on that contest. Not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but it is really fucking annoying to just stand there and have these assholes not shoot their arrows and just kind of waste your fucking time. That's what that is. It's just a waste of fucking time. Probably one of the smallest complaints I have is how unrealistic the people are as far as their clothing is concerned. The armor is on point as far as I can tell, but to have people walking around in what is basically their underwear in the medieval times was absolutely fucking unheard of. If you see people walking around in the game, or you see gameplay footage of people walking around in white linens, what I'm talking about is those white linens that they wear, that is their underwear. That is the medieval equivalent of underwear, and that would not be something that would be acceptable in medieval society. So that's one of the very small complaints I have about the realism in this game. And it's almost unnoticeable unless you really, really know what you're fucking talking about. And that is basically all I have to say about this game. It is a damn good game, and it is a damn shame that it is as buggy and unfinished as it is. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience, and you can take that for what it is. If you were to buy this game, I would not feel hurt, but my conscience cannot tell me that this game, being as incomplete and as buggy as it is, I can't fully recommend it to people. Yes, I had a good time, but I also have to say that I was mad through a lot of it just from the bugs alone. And it's very, very off-putting. So for the normal person, I'm not going to recommend this game, but when it comes down to a hardcore audience of RPG people, if you are really into RPGs, then it might be worth your money. But for the normal, average, everyday person who doesn't have hundreds of hours to put into a game and doesn't want to lose save files and all that kind of other mediocre shit, I'm not going to recommend it. I'm going to recommend it only in the case that it is $39 and that it is on sale, or maybe 6 months down the line when they've worked out of the bugs. I would recommend it then. But unless you're really into RPGs, I recommend clearing off this one, at least until a couple months down the line. But those are my thoughts on Kingdom Come Deliverance. Let me know what you think. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. These are my objective opinions, and it's what I think of the game. If I can help someone save money on a game that they probably don't need to buy, then I'm more than happy to help out. But I love this game, and I hate it at the same time. So don't think that I'm trying to bash this game or take anything away from it. I think it's doing a great thing. I think we need more games like this out there. But the flaws of this game also need to be pointed out, and that's just what it comes down to. So anyway, I thank you guys for watching through this entire video and listening to my rambling. And if you have any games that you want me to review, let me know. I'll take a look at them. I don't really care. I don't do much besides work and sleep. See ya.